Hey, welcome back to another episode of It Had to Happen, the People's Podcast. I'm your host, Krystal Karter, and today, I've been in my Bible lately. I ain't gonna hold you. If you check my Bible app, my consistency is, it has the streak number. My streak number is in the triple digits, and I'm proud of me. That means I've been very intentional about being in the Word, right? And so one day, I was like, the name Jonah just popped in my head. I was like, I ain't read Jonah. I know Jonah. Listen, y'all, did you go to church like me? Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. I went to church as a kid. I went a lot. We had Wednesday Bible study. We had children choir rehearsal whenever we was going to sing on a Sunday. Don't let it be a performance. What was it called? Easter program or Christmas program or whatever the program was. We had to go practice for that. Then we had church on Sundays, and my mama, bless her love, she loved the Lord now. I don't know what relationship they had when I was younger, but she would send us to church, and I'm so grateful for the people at New Fellowship Bible Baptist Church in Jackson, Mississippi. The Reverend Funches, oh my gosh, and his family, because they would drive a blue van with the church information on it, and they would come over to the hood where we lived, and they would just pick up the kids, take us to church, bring us home, and we were always safe. You could tell those people loved Christ, and I'm so grateful that they had the gumption to come to the hood, and I'm talking. Let me tell you, when I say the hood, I mean there were times we had to sleep on the floor and couldn't sleep in our beds because there were drive-bys, or Halloween was supposed to be fun for kids. We can't go door to door because somebody gonna get the fight, somebody gonna get the shooting. It was the projects, right? We lived in these apartments, and they would just come through the complex. We lived in building 50 of Metro Manor. It's kind of hood when it's a manor. No shade, but manors just don't have a good reputation, and we lived in a manor. So we went to church a lot, and I actually can visualize. I don't know if I'm making this up or it's an actual memory, but I remember hearing the story of Jonah and the whale, and they broke it down for us as a kid. That was a very simplistic explanation of the story. God spoke to Jonah, told Jonah go this way. Jonah went that way. Jonah got swallowed by a whale. End up going that way. It was very simple. And I remember receiving a paper. I have this memory of receiving this white paper with a whale on it and a person in the whale mouth, and it was had Jonah at the top. It was I understood what happened there, right? But at this big age, I was let me just read Jonah again from the lens of a person who's no longer on the milk of the word, but I'm on solids. I don't know if I'm on meat yet. I'm trying to get there, but I'm definitely on solid. So I was let me just read again. So I got some notes I want to share with you because it was an interesting read. First thing at the top of my page, it says, Jonah was crazy. Jonah was nuts. And I don't mean crazy as in he, had mental health. I don't refer to people with mental health issues as crazy. So if you ever hear me say I'm crazy, I mean that boy, he was doing things out of the ordinary, and he did. So first thing first, the word tells us that God spoke to Jonah. Pause. As an adult, I love when God speaks to me. I get really excited when God speaks to me. Jonah's so crazy. God spoke to him and he was like, what now? What? And God was like, hey, go that way. And John was like, no, I'm not going over there. So this is how I make this make sense in my, in current terms. It's imagine being a gang member, right? We can make it a non-violent gang. A church. No, I'm just kidding. But let's imagine being a gang member. That was not okay. Imagine being a gang member. God's like, hey, you a dream chaser. Go over there to the bag chasers. I need you to go over to the bag chasers and, convert them because they need me. They want me. They got an open heart. Go to the bag chaser. I know you're a dream chaser, but go to the bag chaser. And you're nah, I don't really fool with them like that. Nah, I'm good. To God. It's okay to say that to me because I can be I didn't want you to do it anyway. Whatever, I'll do it. God said, go that way. You're a dream chaser. Go over there to the bag chasers. And you're nah, I'm good. But here's the thing. Not only do you say to God, I'm good, but you also take action that mirrors, nah, I'm good. Okay. Um, it's one thing to be disobedient to God. It's another thing to have those experience put you in a position to talk to God the way that you talk to God. So here's the thing. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So God say, go this way. He like, nah, I'm going that way. And the whole time, if you have a relationship with God, which I'll dig into a little bit later, that means you have an understanding of who God is. Jonah's so crazy that he got a relationship with God. He know who God is. God spoke to him, and he decided to run like God wasn't going to be God wherever he went. That's crazy. So this man go this way, and he ends up on this boat. You may know the story. If not, welcome. He gets on this boat with these sailors, these probably fishermen, because they ate a lot of fish in Bible days. Did they not eat red meat? I mean, now they ate lamb, goat. Anyway, focus. He get on this boat, and like these people, they've been on this boat probably for a long time. So they allow him to get on the boat with them. And this man takes the posture of Jesus. There was a storm. Life-changing storm, life-threatening storm. I can imagine the ocean. I don't play with the ocean. The ocean don't play. I don't play with the ocean. So I can imagine this ship or this boat just rocking. This man got the posture of Jesus. He down there laying down. You know why he laying down? Because he already knows the source of the storm. And mind you, these people on the boat, they don't even know God, but they know they somehow knows that he is a believer in God. They know his God, but they don't know him for themselves. So they're like, yo, what is happening? Like, hey, can you talk to your God about like stopping this storm before we all die? And he's like, God is doing this because I'm being disobedient. And they're like, wait, what? Like, you are causing this storm that's about to kill us? Nah, bro, you gotta go. Get him up out of here. So while he headed the wrong way, this way, they throw him from the boat. And immediately, the Bible says immediately, the storm stops. Which is such a God thing to do, because at that moment that the storm stopped, the people on the boat that didn't know God for themselves immediately fell and worshiped him. How cool is that? They was like, wait, your God, he controlled the wind. They start praising God and they get to know him for himself. So like, I don't know why that part was glossed over when I was younger, but I think that is so important that, as people should recognize you as a believer, not just by your cute earrings, but also by the way you behave, the way you act, the way you show up in the world. Like, they knew that Jonah was a believer in God, even though it wasn't their God, which should also lead to the next thing to happen, which is people converting to being believers. Like, does your life look like? Is it welcoming to non-believers? Or are you like, here's the thing, I do not like it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm struggling with this, but I do not like it when I talk to other believers and they never have a good report. I'm talking about the people who, hey, how's it going today? Oh, it's just life is lifing. I get that, because life do be lifing. But God be God. I thought you were a believer like me, because my life be lifing out. Listen, I tell you, the way my life been lifing over the last few weeks, it will blow your mind. But I refuse to give those temporary circumstances any of the energy that I could just give to God. Like, that makes no sense. I said all that to say, as a believer, our lives should be mirroring what people can admire. Does your life mirror what people can admire about being a believer? Or are you one of those Les Miserables people who are always in a rut and I believe in God, but I wouldn't want to follow God either if I heard that all the time. If I was a non-believer and I talked to you and you ain't never got a good report, child, what you got? Sound like your problem's your God, because that's all you talk about. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox and get back to Jonah, but I had to get that off my chest. That's so annoying. As a believer, like, no. My dad is very famous for this phrase. He says this all the time, which is all is well. My daddy could be in the middle of a hurricane, in the eye of a tornado, and you call that man, he gonna tell you all is well. Because in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of life, all is well. If you believe in God and you know that you are his and he is yours, it is well. Stop talking about your problems, especially to non-believers, because you're turning them away. Anyway, back to the story. So fast forward, Jonah in the ocean, the whale come, get him, take him back this way where he was supposed to go in the first place. Spit him out over at the bag chasers territory, and he starts to talk to God in a way that actually made me feel some type of way. So if you read your Bible, granted, I'm not verbatim, but he was just going back and forth with God, like, told you I don't want to come over here. They're not going to listen to me. Like, what's wrong? Like, why you make me come over here? And I remember thinking, like, ooh, I'm feeling real David-ish, because how dare you speak to my God that way? Like, don't talk to, what is wrong with this dude? Like, you see how powerful God is. You see what he's about. Like, how you going to fix your lips to talk to God that way? And this is where it hit me. Boom. He spoke to God that way because they had a relationship. The people who didn't have a relationship, the general, or I'm assuming gentlemen, but the people on the boat where they tossed him over, they did not have a relationship. So they spoke to him in a way that was very intro. God, I bless you. That's it. Will you have me? He went back and forth with God like God was the homie because they had relationship. And I heard God saying, do you have relationship with me or are you still intro? Because if you have relationship with me, I want to have a conversation with you. Yes, pray to me. Yes, give me all my praise because I'm big God. I earned that. But at the same time, like, talk to me. And the Bible taught me something that I'll never forget. And I hold this dearly. God actually takes into consideration what you say. Like, God was ready to destroy the world. Like, he was like, hey, they full of sin. They wild, and wrap it up. Let's just destroy this one and we'll start over and we'll put the tree on the back side instead of the front side, make it easier for him. And I forgot who it was, but Buddy was like, if you just find one good soul, can you just not destroy all of them? If you find 10, can you just not destroy everything? If you find just one, like, don't destroy all of it. And God took that into consideration. Similarly, another guy, he was like, yo, God, can you like leave the sun out for a little bit? I need the sun out so I can defeat whoever I'm battling. And God was like, bet, I got you. And the sun stayed out, if I'm not mistaken, for 3 days. God takes into consideration what you say when you have a relationship with him. Granted, there's still a hierarchy, so don't get spicy like Jonah, but there has to be a relationship. And here's the thing. Think about your romantic relationships. The ones of the past, if you don't have one. Just jog your memory. The one that you want for the future, if you don't have one, we'll do that. Or if you're currently in a romantic relationship. What is like one of the most important things about things in cultivating a healthy relationship with that person? Is spending time and communicating. And because God is so big, I think sometimes we're like, I ain't got to do all that. Like, he know my heart. Absolutely. He knows that it's foolish. And you don't believe your heart foolish. Look at your last boo. Foolish. Don't nobody want what's in that little nasty heart of yours. Girl, open your mouth. Sir, big homie, open your mouth. Open your mouth. Spend time with God. Spend time cultivating a relationship. Court God like you courted that girl with that body that you liked. Court God like you was courting that trapping 6'4" having Glorilla song dude that you like. Are you spending time with God? Are you even creating space for God to give you some direction like he gave Jonah? Go over it. Like, and this is like, it's funny because I'm looking at me recording this to tell you this, but I'm talking to me. Like, are you spending time with God? And I can honestly say I am finally in a space where spending time with God is a non-negotiable. I'll be honest, I'm going to keep it a buck. My dad is a preacher. He's always like, tell on yourself first. I'm going to tell on me right quick. The reality of the situation is there were always times where I felt too busy to spend time with God. I got to get this child ready for school. Excuse me. I got to go to work. I got to get my workout in. I need to take a nap because that's important. I don't have time to sit and read the Bible for 30 minutes or pray for an hour. I'm gonna do it. It's important. I know it's important, but like these priorities are stacking up, and if they don't get done, it interrupts the whole ecosystem that I've tried to build here. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I follow Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, ET. I've been following that guy for years, probably since the first video. You thought my first video was raggedy? Woo, child, his was very interesting, but what he has built is truly amazing. If you never heard of this guy, please go to APOC Ministries or Motiversary here on YouTube so that you can get to know him and get into his words. Like I listen to him religiously. And one thing he always brags about is waking up at 4:00 in the morning every day for the last 20 plus years. And I remember thinking like, bruh, like, good for you. I ain't trying to be up at 4 in the morning. And when I'm talking to God, when, I'm reading Jonah and talking to God about what I'm reading, he was like, you got time. God does this thing. Everybody, here's the thing. When you have a relationship with God, how he talked to me is not how he talked to you. Because I'm not you. And you not me. God does this thing with me. And he probably does it with everyone. I don't know. I don't talk to everybody. He does this thing with me where like I get these very either short or one word responses. Like, God, I want to spend time with you. Like, oh, but I got all these things I need to do. I ain't got time. God was like, you got time. You got time. And I remember like, God, like, no, okay, listen, I wake up at 6:30. I get the kid out the house by 7:30. Get to her school by 8. Get her fed. Get her to school by 8:30, 8:45. I gotta come home. I gotta work out. Get back. Hop on the clock by 10. And then I'm working. And then I need to prepare dinner at some point. And then I gotta go pick the kid up. And when I want to be a present parent, so I can't take time from her after I pick her up from school. Like we gotta talk. We gotta do something educational when she gets home, or like, and then I gotta make sure she take a bath. Like the whole day is full. God was like, yeah, but like I said, you got time. You got time. What he could have said was, girl, just wake up earlier. But I felt that in my spirit, like, baby, you get a lot of sleep. I have gotten enough sleep up until this very moment. At 37 years old, I've gotten enough sleep to last me another 37 years. I had time. I had to reprioritize my time. I had to commit to spending time. And I was like, before in the morning is just so early. It is. But you'll be surprised. Now, honestly, God wakes me up. I used to be like, oh, I'm waking up every morning at 4. I'm just going to make it a habit. And I started doing it. It was like 4:30. Between 4:30 and 5, I was up. I'm reading my Bible. Fall asleep, wake back up just in time to kind of get back into my routine. 6:30, 7:30, 8:45, 10 o'clock. I'm back in the zone. But I was getting it in. Like, I was actually getting it in. And then what ended up happening is, like, instead of my alarm waking me up, now God wakes me up. It's so beautiful. I'm telling you, it could be 2 o'clock in the morning. It literally happens sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. I am, like, dead asleep. And, like, I wake up and I go read and I meditate and I may or may not go back to sleep. And it's just like, now it's so habitual, but I had to put the effort in. The relationship was established when Jesus died on the cross from God's end. Now it's my turn to actually put in the work, the effort to show like, hey, I want to know you. I want you to know me. I want you to use me. I want to be out here doing the things and being a chapter in the next book. That's what I want. And God heard me. So I said all that to say, what does your relationship with God look like? Do you have one? If you don't have one, please, please, please find you a Bible-based church. Bible-based church. If you go to a church and they don't refer to the Bible, don't go there, Batman. You got to find somewhere where they are not referring to the Bible just once, but every point that they make takes you back to the Bible. And if you're like, you know what, I don't do churches, Krystal, got a little church hurt, or I don't trust those boys. What I would recommend is get you a Bible. Matter of fact, get you the Bible app and just open it up and just start reading. Trust me, there's no hierarchy to this. Get into it and show God that you're serious about developing a relationship. He will lead you to the right place, the right people, the right resources. But it starts with relationships. So that's all I got. I just had to get that off my chest. Jonah was crazy. Now there's more in the book of Jonah after he goes this way. Goes this way instead of going this way like he wanted to, and he ends up talking to the folks, and like God's like, he's like, see, God told you they was gonna resist me. Why you make me come here? I can imagine, like, why you make me come here? I told you they weren't gonna listen. God's like, yo, chill out, just chill. Read the rest for yourself. But I just had to share that moment because that's what was revealed to me. While the story itself is fascinating, there's more gems. What my biggest takeaway was, Jonah had a relationship with God. Do you? Thank you for your time, friend. I will see you next time. Love you. Bye.